All right, sell more used cars instantly with Google. What's going on, everybody? David Feldman-Makrias back with you again. And we're going to get straight into numbers. Selling more used cars. How do we do it? Check it out. This is a VinSolutions dealership performance dashboard report, February 1st through February 17th, just last month. Time of this recording is March 11th. Dealer came to me during this time frame and said, we got to increase used business. We have the inventory, but cars are sitting. What's going on? We're on third parties. We're on TrueCar, Cars.com, Edmunds. No, they're not on Edmunds. But Cars.com, Auto Trader, TrueCar, Gurus. What's going on? We talked about it. They didn't have a big used model presence on Google. And we decided to initiate that with that focus. So before we did that, this is what they sold. They sold used 25, new 49, total 74. Certified, they had some certified, but for whatever reason, it only lumps everything into used. So, same dealer, a little over a week later. 69 new, 48 used, 117 total. So we actually sold, in just over a week, the same amount that they sold all month, nearly the same amount. We sold 23 extra used vehicles in just over a week. It's awesome. And I asked multiple managers, are you sure you didn't price the cars differently? Are you sure you didn't take any differently in on trade? Are you sure about this? Are you sure about that? Are you sure about this? Are you sure about that? I mean, they just launched TrueCar, but just launched. They launched some other product that wasn't only used focused. The main difference out of everything was our used car campaigns at Google. And this is a main metro dealer. So, okay, what other metrics do we have? So I met with them recently, looked at the 1st through the 10th, this month to date through yesterday. They sold new 28. Used, they sold 25 in just 10 days. Excellent, right? 53 total. Now, if I scroll down to last month, 1st through the 10th, you might say, well, David, you know what? March really is a much better month than February historically. Well, of course they would sell more. I get it, but here's the thing. We sold 28 new March 1 to March 10th. We sold 26 new Feb 1 to Feb 10. So was the market really that different here? I know new and used is different. However, February 1 through 10, we sold 10 used cars. Compared to March 1st to March 10, we sold 25. Same time frame, over 100%, 150% actual increase in units. Because we increased by 15 cars. We increased the business by 150% on used cars in the first 10 days. And that's the only major change that we did. Enough said yet? The market didn't change from what we could see. They didn't change the way they bought used cars. We changed our advertising. It was one of the only things we changed. Of course, March is a better month. You have to take that into account of things. But it's super duper relevant. You got to have used car ads. And not just any used car ads, but Google used car ads. And not just any Google used car ads, but VLAs. How are you advertising your inventory on VLAs? If you don't have and follow the same philosophy that we did with new models, for used models, you are losing out on opportunity. A lot of campaigns, a lot of accounts I see, they just bundle all the used cars in one campaign. There you go. There's your used car advertising. When you actually look in the products, you'll see that maybe your top trim line, whatever. I don't know. Let's see. SRT. You know, if you have like a 2023 SRT Trackhawk, or you have like a 2022 Mustang GT Cobra or whatever, and then that's a used car. That's where all of your used VLAs are going to get the most amount of clicks. You have to get those out of there, and you have to, in order to do that, you have to customize your feed, or you have to make separate used VLA campaigns. Now, in this instance, these are the 4 campaigns we're running for the store. We segment them out. We have separate campaigns to target both location targeting differently and for budget allocation. It's really those two things and why we have different campaigns. So we're able to put money and focus behind aged vehicles, certified used vehicles, overall used, so that's all of them. That's excluding these three buckets, and then the mystery bucket. What is that one? Well, that's actually used brand VLAs. You can't give the brand away, it's going to give the dealer away, but used brand VLAs. What does that mean? Well, if you are a Ford store, most of your used cars are probably going to be Fords, right? If you're a Nissan store, most of your used cars are probably going to be Nissans because you'd certify them. Customers a little more willing to look at a used Nissan from a Nissan store unless they're really price focused because there's more validity in that. So that's what that used brand campaign is. So let me show you exactly what we're talking about too. Inside the account, I'm looking at a month, last month compared to previous month. The main increase was here, okay? This is, I have it blurred out, but you have to trust me. This is the used model brand campaign for this store. So when we go here, this was the big increase month over month. It got good amount of interactions, good amount of impressions. We're not tracking any conversions, but I don't think we're tracking the right conversions in this account. Again, we're experimenting with certain conversions. So, and we have a really good share, right? 92%. So if we come back here, used brand. Since we did that, I'm going to show you what happened. Check this out. When I come in here, this is a report that I just pulled March 1st through March 10th versus Feb 1 through Feb 10. MTD stands for March 1 to March 10th. LM MTD stands for Feb 1 to Feb 10. Here's your difference in cars total, 25 to 10. You increased it by 150%. This guy right here, and I had to black this out, this guy right here is all used brand. We more than doubled their used brand sales. And the only major change we made is advertising used brand VLA campaigns as a separate campaign. Guys, what are you waiting for? If you have used cars, you can't move them. Cars have been sitting around for a long time. You got to have specific focus and saturation on them. Again, it brings relevance to not only used brand, but aged used. So, okay, one of my managers who's no longer with the company, I'm going to paint you a scenario. One of my sales managers who's no longer with the company because he didn't do a great job, took in a 2018 Challenger for 110% of market, right? And now we've just been holding on to this car and we can't get out of it. So now we've had to drop it because it's been on a lot for 6 months. It's seen all the snow. It's seen all the ice. So now we got to drop it and we have to move it. And guess what? All of our other, in the market, 18 Challengers, or whatever I said, 18 Challengers are really not getting there's tons of them out there. So what are we going to do? We need to blast them to show that we want certain emphasis on these cars. If Google's going to paint the row with 2018 Dodge Challengers, we want ours to be first or second because Google doesn't show by price relevancy. This is a way around the system of price too, and age. Having these different buckets, having certain saturation actually proves to work. If you want to sell more used cars, these are some of the buckets you should explore. I've already shown you sales data throughout the last 2 months of how we're trending and how we're pacing. If you don't have that, if your agency doesn't know how to do it, if you don't know how to convey it to your agency, let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to help. David Feldman-Makrias. See you next time.